Are you one of the millions of people looking for, asking for, or in need of a stimulus check? Well, if so, we just got some really good information that makes these payments significantly more likely. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to share with you here in this video, as I get questions about stimulus and stimulus checks literally every single day down below in the comments section. Now, what's interesting about this is I've been talking about this for quite a while, saying, watch this data, watch this data. Well, we've been getting some of this data lately, and it caught a lot of people off guard. It's not looking that great, but when it comes down to stimulus, it actually looks really good for the likelihood of stimulus going forward. I'll clarify exactly what I mean by all this here in this short video. Let's jump into it. Now, if you're turning 65 in the next 6 months or so, this phone number right there is by far your best resource. They will help you with your initial enrollment in a Medicare and making sure that you're getting the proper plan and the best plan for you and your personal needs. We all need something very, very different. So again, if you're turning 65 in the next 6 months or so, write that phone number down and seriously call them right away. They will help you with this very, very important time, and they will certainly help you the whole time. Now, if you are also one of the 70 million people already enrolled in Medicare, again, write that phone number down right there. That'll be by far your best resource when annual enrollment opens up, literally in like 2 months, give or take a little bit as I film this video here. So you can call them. They will help you find the best plan, again, for you and your personal situation. They have access to over 20,000 plans, and they've already helped about 4,000 of you here in this community find better plans, get better coverages, the proper fit for each person, and saving a ton of money. The average person is saving $1,100, which, by the way, I do want to give a few quick shout outs to Patricia W., Harold L., and Cecil. The three of them, again, along with about 4,000 of you here in the community, have contacted them right there to get some free help with your Medicare plans. Now, after you talk to them, leave a comment down below. Use the word chapter within your comment, and I'd love to feature you and give you a shout out in a future video, just like Patricia, Harold, and Cecil here in this video. Thanks so much to the three of you for reaching out. Really appreciate it. And let's talk through the details about this. Okay. Now, like I said, stick with me on this. Some of this may seem like this has nothing to do with stimulus. It actually does. 100% it does. So just let me point this out for you, okay? Now, I also want to say this really quickly from the very start. We don't have stimulus approved right now, okay? I want to make that very clear. I say that all the time in my videos. Stimulus is not approved right now. However, not that long ago, just what, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or so, not even 2 weeks ago, we got this information out where one of the lawmakers is suggesting these rebate checks, okay, based on tariff revenues, okay? That's one thing that they could do, but that's not what we're talking about here. All right, so let me tell you some economic data. Now, if you've been watching the videos on the channel for a while now, you've probably heard me talk about this. This is a very, very important factor. Okay, let me break this down. Now, again, just hang with me on this for a second. I'll explain all this and point out why this is actually looking really good for stimulus. Okay, so here's what it comes down to. Every single month, the first Friday of the month, we get the jobs numbers, the non-farm payroll, the labor report, whatever you want to call it, okay? So just the other day, we got this labor report for the month of July. Obviously, here we are in August already. Can you believe it? August? I know, right? Anyway, we got July's labor report, okay? It came in pretty bad. 73,000 new jobs were created in the month of July. The unemployment rate ticked higher by 0.1%. Actually, it was more than that, but that's just what it shows on the number there, 4.2%. In and of itself, these numbers look like, that's not that bad, whatever. They were expecting 104,000. We got 73,000. They only missed by, a little bit, 31,000. It's like, oh, it doesn't look that bad. You're right. In and of itself, this report does not look all that bad. But that's not the problem that we're looking at here. Couple different factors that I want to point out. When we get these reports, we also get revisions for the previous 2 months. This is where things are looking nasty. Okay, let me point this out, and then we're going to talk about July again here in just a second. Okay, so we got the revisions for the months of May and June. Let me tell you, when May's initial labor report came out, they said, oh, we made 144,000 jobs. That's what the number was. Guess what? We just got the revision for it. They revised it down by 125,000. Revised it down. What does that mean? They miscounted by 125,000 jobs. Whoops. someone needs to learn how to count, right? So it goes from 144,000 to what they previously said down to 19,000. Whoops, sorry guys, we miscounted by 125,000 just for the month of May. Whoops. Yeah, not good. Now let me tell you this, June, okay, we also got the revision for June. The initial numbers on June came in at 147,000. Again, they miscounted. They miscounted by 133,000 and they revised it down to only 14,000 jobs for the month of June. Okay? Again, who's counting this? How did they miscount by another 133,000 in the month of June? Collectively, between May and June, they miscounted jobs by 258,000. So they said that we had 258,000 more jobs created than what actually were. They miscounted by more than 250,000. How do you do that? They did, okay? Not good. Not good at all. Okay, now let's talk about July again. Remember, just a minute ago, I said the July number came in at 73,000 jobs for the month of July. That's the initial number, okay? But remember the revisions I just said. 144,000 revised down to 19,000 for May. 147,000 for June revised down to 14,000, okay? Point being is that in a month from now, when we get revisions for the month of July, how many of us want to bet that the month of July is actually negative? Based on May and June revisions, we could probably see a July number that is negative by probably, who knows, 50, 60, 70,000. We could see a negative number. That would be the first negative job reading that we've seen in a very long time. Not good, okay? Now, I don't want to spend a ton of time on that, but rather I wanted to tell you that economic data. If you don't believe me, look it up. It's all over there. Find it on the BLS website, Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's who releases this information. You can find it. The report was released on August 1st. Not that hard to find, okay? Anyway, now why do I want to talk about this? It's all pointing back to the economy. What does this tell us about the economy? Economy is not nearly as good as a lot of people are saying it is, right? We continue to hear all these people coming out saying this is the strongest economy in history and this is the strongest economy. If you look at the data, it's actually not saying that. The data is very clearly telling us this economy is very weak and we're not looking good right now, okay? Now, I'm not here to take political sides whatsoever. I'm not here to make political remarks at all. I'm just simply saying, look at the data. The data is telling us what's going on, okay? Now, what predicates and what approves and distributes stimulus? Well, obviously, lawmakers and the president and, things like that. Obviously, I'm saying aside from that, right? Aside from that, what is the one factor that I've been talking about for years that is the number one factor to distribute stimulus to us every year? Is it us begging, pleading, asking, praying for, emailing, calling, things like that? No, has nothing to do with it. It's the economy. The economy, every single time. When the economy comes a knocking, they answer the calls of the economy immediately for stimulus. What do they do in an economic recession? They give the economy stimulus. Free money. Here you go, economy. Here, eat a bunch of money. Hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars worth of stimulus. That's what they do, because that's the only way to get the economy going again is by stimulating through what? Money. It's the only thing you can do, right? So point being is that when we see these very bad labor market numbers coming in, this is showing us that this economy is really not on a very stable footing right now. And it's only going to take a little breeze to tip this sucker over, right? Not good. Okay, so we could see a major collapse in the overall economy and economic data at some point. It's probably not going to be long based on this data that we're seeing here. The implementation of the tariffs making it harder. High interest rates out of the Federal Reserve, again, making it harder. Businesses are obviously not hiring at all because of the data I just shared with you right there. Not looking good, right? But again, the economy aside, if you are looking for a stimulus, this is like very welcome news for you. This is very good. Now, just because of this data, no, a stimulus is not approved yet. But all I'm saying is that if we continue to see this persist and we see a significantly weakening economy, well, what happens then? The only way to dig us out of this hole like this is doing what they do every single time. Stimulate like crazy. They do it every single time. They stimulate our way out of these types of slumps like this in the economy, right? When the economy's going down, when the economy's contracting, when we're in a recession, that's what they do, is they stimulate like crazy. Hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars, and they get that money into the economy super fast, and that's what brings it back, right? Well, how do they do that? They know that one of the best ways to stimulate the economy is not only to lower interest rates, but to give us money. Why? When we get money, what do we do with it? Do we sit on it and hold it and hoard it and, pet it like a dog or a cat? No. We go out in the economy and we buy stuff, right? A lot of people just buying just whatever. It goes spread out throughout the economy. Well, guess what that does? It stimulates the economy massively. Obviously, that's why we call it stimulus checks, right? Because it's stimulating the economy, even though that's not technically the technical name for them. It's more like economic impact payments is the technical name for them. But again, same thing, economically impacted, right? So anyway, we could see some very interesting things happen here over the next few months. Again, it's still too early to know, which it seems like, how could this be too early to know? Well, it's still a little too early to know, but we could see things happen very, very fast at this point. And again, we've been talking about this for years. I've been saying, watch the jobs reports, watch the labor reports. When we see these come in nasty, that's when things get way more likely to stimulate. Because remember, what is the number one focus of the government? Is it to care about us? No. Is it to help us out? No. It's labor. It's jobs. It's the economy. Why? Well, for a variety of reasons, which I don't need to get into a ton here, but they want strong labor as in jobs. Why? Well, when people are working, they're creating a stronger economy. When there's a stronger economy, there's more tax revenues, and it's more play money for them, right? I mean, seriously, just look at the big picture. It's not that hard to figure out, right? What is in the best interest of the government? A strong economy, right? So anyway, I could go into a lot more detail about that, but they want that. A strong economy is very, very, very important for every administration as well as the government as a whole, right? Anyway, I think you kind of get it. I could spend an hour sitting here talking about all this. I could spend way more than an hour talking about this. But anyway, just want to point this out for you really quickly. We are seeing these major cracks coming in here. And again, in about a month from now, when we see the next the labor report, the next jobs report for the month of August, we could easily see a revision for the month of July down like a lot, negative. That'd be really bad, really, really, really bad, right? For the economy, but really good for stimulus, okay? As in the likelihood of stimulus. Anyway, I know a lot of you here in the community may not care about any of this, and you just want to say, like, just tell us when it's coming. That's fine. That's fine. I will do that too. I will certainly tell you when it's coming. If/when/whatever. I'll certainly do that. All I'm saying is that this is the data you got to watch, or at least have an idea of what's going on. But if you don't care, that's fine. I don't expect you to care. That's okay. If you don't care, that's totally fine. I will certainly keep you updated with any further information. But, wow, some pretty interesting developments here. Anyway, I hope this helps you. Again, if you are turning 65 in the next 6 months or so, or if you happen to be retiring, write that phone number down right there. It's waiting for you. Write it down. Call them immediately, like today. Call them. Have a conversation, let them look through your current situation, see what you got to do here, get yourself some help with your initial enrollment, and they will help you find the best plan for you and your personal needs. Again, we all need something very, very different, okay? Otherwise, if you're one of the 70 million people already on Medicare, again, write that phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot. When annual enrollment opens up here, this by far will be your best resource. They will help you start to finish, look through 20,000 plans to find you the best plan for your personal situation. Plans change every single year. Please get a review on it. It's 100% free. They will review your plan completely for free and make sure that you're properly covered. All these plans are changing. Do not make the mistake of just saying, I'm just going to keep my current plan. I'm pretty sure it's fine. You don't know that. You don't know that. These plans change so much every single year. That would be a potential major financial mistake. Anyway, Please take advantage of that. It's free, 100% for free. Nothing to buy here, okay? It's free. All right, anyway, after you talk to them, leave a comment down below. Use the word chapter within your comment. That's the keyword that I search for, and I'd love to give you a shout out and feature you in a future video. Otherwise, please subscribe, 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Please share the video, big share button down below. Please share that phone number with your friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, coworkers, parents, neighbors down the street, neighbors down the hall, your social media, anybody you know on Medicare or will be turning 65, please share that phone number with them. Let's help some people out right now. I feel like nobody helps each other anymore. It's nuts. I feel like we're getting into a very, I don't know, just feels like nobody helps each other anymore. It's kind of sad, right? What happened to helping people, right? Anyway, have a nice day.